Hey guys, God bless you. Hope everyone's doing well. It's been a long road. Um, anyway, guys, I didn't know that this was going to go this deep. Um, I didn't know that this was going to go where the Lord took it. I had no idea really, but I think this will be the last video on Dan, and I'm gonna try to wrap up some loose ends. Um, show you a couple things that I found that I didn't put really in this document. So hopefully this will tie everything together, and Lord willing, move forward on do um, the rest of the fallen portion of that part of the throne, which I think is what it is. We're going to talk about hopefully, I think the He's put some things in my mind like the 1/3 fallen. If you look at the seven churches, two only find favor with the Lord, and then you have the 144 that kind of constitutes 1/3 of that seven. So there's different things he's been kind of like putting in my mind, and then I was reading about Deborah. Deborah means bee, and then she basically this guy Barak, which I'm trying to tie all this together, and I haven't yet, but still looking at that came up yesterday as I was researching some stuff. So I'm not sure where the Lord's going to take this. But anyway, I do feel that this will be somewhat the last video on Dan and just tie things together. But anyway, last video, we talked about Chopped and the Orange Line. I played you a video about Escape from New York and followed the Orange Line, no smoking. And this is you're entering the demarcation area. You can terminate it. You can terminate yourself at will, and terminate and cremate yourself at will. And from this point forward. So anyway, just wanted we have Harmony Day, which we talked about. People coming together, unifying. There won't be any room for Christian. Uh, there won't be any room for repentance, essentially, because people will think that everything's okay. We're doing this because we're like this. Excuse me. And so just we talked about the monarch, the 88, the orange, and all these different things back here, the puzzle, the riddle. Um, so anyway, where I go from here essentially is I want to talk about Barack Obama and Donald Trump, and both of them have ties to either Danish, Scottish, or Irish in that area. And so I just want to look at their family trees a little bit, and go from there. The I believe they're both from the tribe of Dan. Okay, Obama on his mother's side is German, Irish, Scottish, and Welsh. Okay, um, this is his mother, Ann Dunham. All right, and this is her background right here. And of course, we know his father was of Africa. Um, you can find this stuff all over the internet. I just clipped a couple things and pasted them here um, about his family tree. Uh, and it goes all the way back to the Kearneys, which was, I believe, a wig maker back in 17th century, somewhere around in there. Um, so, I mean, he has got deep, deep Irish roots. Okay, here it talks about the Kearneys invested the profits from wigs, property in Dublin, grew quickly, blah blah blah, and then they migrated to the U.S. Okay, so right from Ireland is where is where Barack Obama is from. And this is just an article here, kind of continuing. Talked about Moneygall, which I thought was interesting because obviously the love of money is horrible. You're not supposed to have money, or not supposed to have the love of money, and then gall is what Jesus drank on the cross. Is what they offered to him, and Moneygall, which is where he traces his roots from, to the Kearneys there. And then this statement here: the youngest daughter had children of her own, and those children had children, those children, and one of those Irish babies was Barack Obama. And this is his family tree here, going all the way back to Joseph Kearney. It shows a picture of him and Obama online. And they don't look like anything alike, but obviously there's proof that this is his family tree. Going back to the Dunhams, um, all the way back to the 1700s, and that's where we get Barack Obama. And you can, Google search his Irish heritage, and there's some pictures, you know, um, that come up. So obviously ties to Ireland, Kearney's through his mother's side. Donald Trump, same deal, not as prominent. Okay, this Donald Trump is a young man at Academy there. His father was of German and Bavarian, which wouldn't surprise me. I didn't research it. It wouldn't surprise me if it come back to Hitler or Nazism. Pardon me. But his mother comes from the Scottish side, and her name's Mary Ann MacLeod, and talks about where in Scotland she was from, the Outer Hebrides, and Church of Scotland, Scotland Gaelic, all these different things. What I thought was interesting about Trump, though, okay, was he's orange. Donald Trump is orange. And, taking us back again to the orange line, to the orange, um, the Hall of Shame, the Hall of, all that stuff. And just like that video explained, and I'm going to play that again and I'm going to probably play it in full because it explains what's happening God has put two extremes in the White House back to back, the extreme left and the extreme right. Neither one are made of love. Okay. Say what you like if you're a Christian and you like Donald Trump because he's taken us back to where we were. Okay. That ain't going to happen. Okay. That's not going to happen. This is what you call the law. And Obama is what you call the lawlessness or lawless. Okay. The law is following everything to a T. And of course, lawlessness is everything on their own. Essentially, him and Obama are going to battle each other. Okay. There's no love in the law. It's strictly follow, do it or die. Okay. Lawlessness, and then of course, and in the middle of all this, you have grace and mercy. Okay. So this is the law coming back. Okay. And this is essentially the vehicle that God's using, these two players here. And like I said before, there's two churches in Revelation. I believe each one, possibly, my theory is, could have their own Antichrist. For the Christians that woke up first to what this world really is, saw Barack Obama for who he really is. And I think this is the deception Antichrist. This is the guy who is tricking everyone to think it's okay. He's of the world. There is no one in the world more of the world than Donald Trump. You can say he's an Episcopal Christian or whatever you want. There's no one more in the world than Donald Trump. Okay, and you can Google his home. You can Google his lifestyle. There's no hiding it. He has got no love of God. Okay, he is God in his eyes. So there's a couple headlines out there about his skin, orange skin. You can find all that. Orange is the New Black. That's I believe, a mini series on Netflix. So anyway, that's kind of where it ended, to be honest. But I'm going to show you a couple things. First off, my notes from where I found some of this and what piqued my interest. And I think you'll find some very interesting things in it. Okay, so this is let's shrink that down a little bit. This is the first thing I saw when I was doing my research. This is by Janet Mosier from Watch Unto Player website. Okay, and this is where I started. Okay, I'm not going to go through everything here, but there's definitely some good points. Let's see here. You had the Merovingians, who had a dynasty in Europe. Let's see here. Of course, we talked about Dan Meese to Judge. Let's see. Here's the table of contents. Let's scroll down a little bit. Introduction. The prophecies. Antichrist being a Jew from the tribe of Dan. serpent's root, which we talked about. Isaiah 14, Lucifer's fall. To judge his people. Hiram Abiff of the tribe of Dan. I thought this was a very interesting. I did a study on Solomon, which this rings very true to who he was. Once again, all the way it goes back to idol worship. This author goes back to possibly the Spartans and Akkadians from the tribe of Dan, and talks about how they worship Diana. The Spartans love their kings. They call themselves the Danans long before they adopted the name Spartans. The Greek myth King Belus, one Danis, who arrives in Greece with his daughters by ship. So all these little ties, and they give their references, Maccabees, where all this stuff comes from. The Celts. Canaan was from Ham, which of course was Ham slept with Noah's wife, which of course is the abomination that came back into the system, I guess, for lack of better words, back into the world. Talked about the nakedness of Noah, which if you look that up in Deuteronomy, it's essentially an abomination. Anyway, the sides of the north. We talked about the north, how everything bad comes out of the north, as it seems in the Bible. But anyway, I just wanted to throw this up here and at least give credit because this is where I found a lot of information and just dug a little bit. Dan played a pipe. Dan was the suburb of Dan. Later, the Greeks built a shrine to Pan, the Greek god of nature. Paneris, fertility god. We talked about the panther. Panthera means all beast, which goes back to the leopard. Anyway, guys, this is the document I use mostly, where they settled in Mount Hermon. Valentinians, which goes back to Valentine's. Lupacabre, Lupa something. Wise as serpents. This goes back to the presidents, the heads of position. Those are the Masons. Unicorn's interesting. If you look at a unicorn, if you look at the English coat of arms as a unicorn chained to the earth, I believe that's the beast out of the earth, or beast chained to the earth. That's the restrainer holding it back, symbolizing the chain holding it back. You can see it right here, actually. It's chained to the earth, the beast out of the earth. We'll get to the eagle here hopefully soon. But anyway, guys, once again, the article is The Lost Tribe of Dan by Janet Mosier. I just want to give her credit. I'm going to play that video just to tie Trump again and Obama.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to show more symbolism of the end-time beast and how it's right in front of us all the time. Donald Trump and Obama, with Hillary, actually represent the two beasts at the end times. The Bible is confusing at the end because Jesus actually takes his people to the wedding feast of the Lamb in heaven and then sets the world into a time of darkness. And two beasts fight each other. This beast out of the sea and this beast out of the earth. They don't work together. They actually fight against each other through a lot of these things. The first beast has 40 and 2 months, and then its time is over. And then this other beast out of the earth comes with the mark of the beast and such. But these scenes are shown to us all the time. It will come down to the saying that Jesus Christ said, the only good are those in heaven. In other words, all of the earth will be in a time of darkness coming. These things are shown all around us in vision boards and things, and right in movies and such. Today we're going to take a look at Escape from New York, which actually has the 2 beasts in it. See here, Escape from New York. You have one area which will be lawless and rogue and locked out. They are locked out into utter darkness, and there is no law. That is the part of New York, which is run by Duke, right here, with the woman and with the doctor, just as Obama and such, with the Hillary Clinton and such through there. And then you have the new president, Donald Pleasance, just like Donald Trump. And he is running a place of law and order and martial law and with guillotines and such. This is what it says will happen in the Bible, that we will have these two. And that actually the only way to get to heaven is to make it through the time of the darkness, and then to come over to this area and actually go to the guillotines, and then you can go into heaven. But the only thing on earth is going to be these 2 beasts. So right here we have, and it's mapped out in these movies over and over again. We have here the one for the law, and then we have the Obama character for lawlessness, no law at all. But both of them are the 2 extremes. This guy's no good, he's killing everybody. This guy's no good, he's killing everybody. So you can see that it's both right in front of us. The only good are in heaven. That's what it says literally about the Bible. Now, these things have been shown to us over and over again. It was shown the best way possible to be shown. One of the best ways to understand was actually in this movie here called The Warriors, where you have Michael Swan. This is Michael, representing Michael the Archangel, and he stands in the middle. He doesn't want any part of this. He doesn't want to be part of the time of darkness and lawlessness, and he doesn't want to be part of the time of total law, where everybody is just murdered and killed and put into slavery practically. Michael takes everybody to heaven. On the back of their jerseys, they have the eagle and the swan, representing the wings granted to the woman. He saves the woman in the Warriors series here and takes everybody through. But it shows the 2 sides I keep showing. You have the time of the darkness, and you have the time of the law. Neither one will be good. In the Warriors, it showed this at the very end. This is the side of the law.
No. No. It wasn't us. It was that.
They assassinated somebody like an Obama in this movie.
Let me intervene here real quick. I think you got this wrong. This is the side of lawlessness. All right, it's going to show you a black group, and I believe that's the side of the law. I think you got it backwards, but let me continue.
And this is the side of the law going against the side of the darkness.
Warriors.
Right.
And they come at.
So he said this is the side of the law. So the other side would be lawlessness.
They were coming after Michael. You warriors are good. This is where we split the path, exactly as we have been showing. We are good. Michael takes the woman to safety. And it's not a black and white thing. See, there's black people with Michael, and white, and white. Remember, Obama is white and black. He is causing derision all around us. He brings violence. The best. The rest is ours. Did you see the division that we've just talked of? Did you see how they cut the path? Oops, sorry. Do you see here? Now there's a path open. And on one side, there is the darkness. And on the other side is the law. And Michael walks right out with the women and with all the Christians, and we go right to safety. He makes it home. And then on the earth, these two things fight it out. That's what's going to happen until Mike and Jesus and all come back and straighten everything out again. It's known as the time of the darkness. So you can see that right here in Escape from New York. Obama and Donald. Neither one is good, as I keep saying. Obama and Hillary are not good, and Donald Trump is not good. Neither one is going to save anybody. One is going to bring a time of darkness, and the other one is going to build a wall and begin the concentration camps and such. Exactly as in Bible scripture, the two beasts of the book of Revelation. And we are supposed to leave. See, Michael is leaving, and leaving these two guys on the earth to fight each other as we go into heaven, and they are at our feet. Thank you very much, everybody. May God have mercy on us all. Hallelujah.
Okay, so Donald, we talked about Donald being orange, and the duck, the Donald Duck, the Nazi, the law, coming back. That's exactly what this is, this whole cartoon. There's no love. It's strictly law. All right, guys. Anyway, I think that closes this portion out. So we'll see if the Lord has anything else. God bless you all.